How's everybody doing? J. Scott Franklin here. Searching the room for my capo. I don't see it. All I see is a pair of vice grips. And you gotta know, I thought for a second, can I use them vice grips as a capo? But I decided against it. I'm gonna do a song called Snowflake. In the wrong key. I feel like a bird in a cage, told where to stay, but I want to fly away. I have seen the birds on the wind travel with their families and their friends, go away and come again. I wish I was out there in the sky, in a tree, oh how I'd roam above the sea, so alive and free if I could be a bird in the breeze. I feel like a rock on a hill, remembering where I've been, trying to see where I will. Waiting for the ground to move once and wishes all come true. Tumbling down a mountain past a prairie to my home, to build a summit of my own, or just to wander with my friends down a flowing river's edge, moving when I move and resting when I rest. Alive and free, just a rock in the stream. Does a bird ever look in my window and wish they were me? When the rain is on their back, when the sun heats their wings, when the streetlights never sleep, does a bird ever lay awake, longing to be me? And does a bird waste its days away, contemplating, trading for a dream, never knowing it is free? Never knowing it is free. I'm as free as sky inside my mind. I can be a mountain if I try. Well, I feel like a snowflake in the sun, scared I might fall, but I don't know how to run. I have seen snowflakes that never touch the ground as they float around in silence, dancing up and down around the streets and through the clouds and the houses and the trees and the sidewalks, but they never seem to settle just to be a hidden thing that was unique, bound forever to be free. Does a snowflake ever look in my window and think they were me, wish they were me? When they have nowhere to sleep unless they fall into the sheet, where they move with the masses or they're caught beneath the feet. They flee from the rooftops, which soon will turn to ice as the children try to catch them on their tongues. And so I wonder, does a snowflake spend its life never knowing it was free? I'm as free as sky inside my mind. I can be a mountain if I try. East, west, north, and south are my four walls. I am not alone in here at all. I feel like a bird in a cage, told where to stay, but I want to fly away. It's an original song called Snowflake. Hey, what's up, Leo? I got my comments working, so thank you, Leo. Hey, I'm on YouTube right now. I'm at J. Scott Franklin. poet, and I'm also at Lost State of Franklin Facebook. Now here's what I was looking around when I couldn't find my capo, and for a second I debated. I was like, this looks like a man's capo right there, but then I decided no, because then I'd have a broken guitar. All right. I love doing this song. You know, another song I love doing, I always used to love, not used to, I still love doing Folsom Prison Blues. And the reason is that I used to play that before Walk the Line and before the resurgence of Johnny Cash, where only true Johnny Cash fans knew who Johnny Cash was, and I loved it, and I never got tired of that song. Now everybody plays Folsom Prison. But another song like that is one that I wrote. I never, ever, ever, ever get tired of it. It's called Trains. It's about my great-grandfather. He rode trains. He also played minor league ball. He dropped out of school in the 3rd grade to work in the woolen mills. He'd walk around picking up sticks from the big giant looms. But eventually found out he had a knack for mathematics and for fixing those big looms. So as he got older, that's what he did. At some point he rode trains, then he was in the Navy, and after all that, he went back to work in the woolen mills. I always wonder about the day he got down off a train, because if he hadn't have done that and come into real life and society, I wouldn't be standing here and you'd just be looking at a wall. Hey, the trains that I have ridden and the men that I've outrun, somewhere down the line like all the places I was young, and fires and the whispers that were kept until the dawn. Hey, they died beneath the cold steel bridges when the whistle moved me on. I've been shot in Alabama, I passed out in New Orleans. Mississippi River's the biggest thing I've ever seen. I've been all the way out to the Oklahoma plains. Still think that's gotta be, hey, it's the longest place I laid. And the trains that I have ridden and the men that I've outrun, somewhere down the line like all of the places I was young, and fires and the whispers that were kept until the dawn, down beneath the cold steel bridges when the whistle moved me on. Coal was out ahead of me and steam was in the air. Whole world was moving past me in 8 feet of ash and square. I know the girls live way out on the edge of town, wanna run away, yes, but the daddies hold them down. And the trains that I have ridden and the men that I've outrun, somewhere down the line like all of the places I was young, and fires and the whispers that were kept until the dawn, where they died beneath cold steel bridges where the whistle moved me on. When I wrote this song, I heard this steel guitar, harmonica, Hank Williams type sound, although Hank Williams didn't have any harmonicas, I don't believe. But it was kind of like this. It was a train. Sometimes I wonder if I'm still out there 1,000 miles from home, with all the dried out matches in my pockets that I own. Yeah, the miles I never counted and the friends I had were few, and the only ones I trusted, yes, well, that's the only ones I knew. And the trains that I have ridden and the men that I've outwon, somewhere down the line like all of the places I was young, and fires and the whispers that were kept until the dawn, where they died beneath cold steel bridges when the whistle moved me on. When the whistle, when it moved me on, when it moved me on, yeah, when it moved me on. Even in the days of diesel trains, sometimes you can sit somewhere in a quiet place or a loud place. You ever be in a loud place, but in your mind somehow it got quiet, and it's like all that loud around you somehow got tucked over the mountains as you could hear that train in the distance say, yeah, it's the wind, the whistle, when it moved me on, yeah, when it moved me on, said when it moved me on. Leo, neither can I. I cannot wait for my return to Sienna's Lounge. And Leo, thanks for the comment. If anybody's listening right now, the comments always make me play better because I know there's people out there. Also can't wait for this Saturday. It's going to be, I'm pretty sure, right before COVID, Lost State of Franklin played at Yorktown Lane's Inferno Lounge. And it was kind of awesome because I played on a Friday. Wait, how'd they go? Yeah, I played on a Friday in Tiffin, Ohio. And the governor said no more than 100 people in a gathering on Friday. And what was that, 2020? And then I was like, hey, my time's come because usually I can't draw 100 people. So, and then the next night we played Yorktown Lanes. And the governor said on that night, no more than 50 people. And I said, now my time's really come because I can normally draw... Not quite 50 people. I was waiting for him to say 25, but then he was like, nobody can be together at all. All right. Hey, what's up, Dan? How you doing? Man. Well, I thank you, man. Those are after, those were inspired by the Incredible Hulk. Do you remember who played the Incredible Hulk when he was a scientist before he turned into the Hulk? It was David Banner. All right. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's see what's next. All right, I'm going to try a little tricky one. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. By the way, Dan, I'm doing everything in my power to get down there this fall. I want to come back to the Mississippi Songwriter Festival. Yeah, I learned country music from Johnny Cash, Luther Perkins, Loretta Hank, Roger Miller, and the Rolling Stones. Now I'm in the office of some bigwig that's putting me down, comparing today's crap to George Jones. Well, I come from kind hard stock that moved around. They grew tobacco and they laid the ties and they turned to dirt. I don't think a song is just some job to do. I gotta do it. I gotta do it or it hurts. Yeah, but they don't make them like they used to yesterday, when life was made of steel, stone, iron, and clay all the way. Hey, if you got that plastic soul and that's what makes you clap your hands, clap them, then the real thing you wouldn't understand. Well, you know, sunshine and sweat once came through radios, but today's songs come from recipes used primarily for making dough. The formulas they use for all those sheep don't think and choose. And today's country is just a bad imitation of okay rock and roll. Well, I come from kind hard stock that moved around. We were farmers and truckers and preachers from town to town. And I always spread my love before raising a fist. Yeah, but the blood that I've been handed can't take, you know what I mean? They don't make them like they used to yesterday. When life was made from steel, stone, iron, and clay, all the way. If you got that plastic soul and that's what makes you clap your hands, clap 'em, well then the real thing you wouldn't understand. What's some of the real things from the old days? Let's see if I can name 1 or 2 or 40. Spittoons and dirt floors, wood floors and doors and metal vans, metal cars, metal trucks, and real actual vans. Engines the average Joe could usually mostly understand. Stranded drivers getting a ride or just a selfless helping hand. Letters in the mail, kids selling Kool-Aid, milkmen, milk trucks, milk chutes, operators, and lemonade. Party lines and shoe shines and shoe shine boys and weather vanes and pulling over for funerals and dressing up for airplanes. There was one little red light on the top of a cop car, good shows on TV, sing-alongs and crowded bars, jukeboxes and juke joints and drinking out of mason jars and mom and pop stores filled with licorice and candy bars. Unlocked doors, spanking trees and shades, outhouses playing catch, ghost stories and board games, tube TVs, brick streets, wells, neighbors knowing your name, horse flies, twist ties, the mud, the woods, the sun and the rain. Trading in glass bottles for a nickel and some change. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to yesterday. When life was made from steel, stone, iron, and clay, all the way. If you got that plastic soul and that's what makes you clap your hands, well then the real thing you wouldn't understand. Well, this guy starts telling me how to write hit songs, and he said I should write for women, and I said I did. Did you listen to 21st Century Woman and all that other stuff? Well, he says he's right when he says my songs go on and on and on. And he said, wouldn't it be nice just to play your hits twice a year and let the money from the corny, shallow hits pay your bills, while the losers write about hard lives and pain and tears? And I said, well, mister, I learned rock and roll from Kurt Cobain. From Ray Charles, Elvis Ozzy, and the Rolling Stones. The Fab Four, Stryper, Queen, Journey and the Doors, Metallica, Roy Orbison, Anthrax, Nuclear Assault, Deep Purple. And I learned rock and roll from the Muppet Show. I said, if you think Cash and Hank and Merle are pawns, they're words to use in one more hit song. Well, the singing just goes on and on and on, unlike your record company, and the real thing is not your kind of song. I thought, if I hear one more song about doing it country, it smells and stinks of doing it for money, hey, well, I'm sure I probably will, but I'm gonna do my own thing still, 'cause the real thing is all I understand. Yeah, the real thing's all I wanna understand. Steel toys, that's right, steel toys, Leo. And thanks for the clapping. Were you clapping that part? See, now whenever I clap it, I can never get back to the right chord on the guitar, so I always just do it on the guitar. Let's see what we got next. I'm real excited about this Saturday. I'm going to be playing at Yorktown Lanes with Lost State of Franklin. We're not going to be doing this song, but we're going to be doing all your favorite Lost State of Franklin hits, including hits by other people. We're going to play the Duke Boys song. We're going to play, what else are we going to play? Well, I'm sure we'll play Folsom Prison. We'll play, not Sing Me Back Home. I love that song. We're going to be playing Mama Tried by Merle Haggard. And we're going to be doing Caravan by Duke Ellington. And we do a lot of Lost State of Franklin songs. But we won't do this one. I'm as bright as a break of day. I'm as long as what I say. I'm as wrong as the words you think. I'm as pretty as black as ink. I'm as strong as a pile of stones, and I'm no wall and I'm no home, and I can't stand up on my own, 'cause I'm as strong as a pile of stones. I'm a door that's got no home. I'm stranded where I roam. I won't be harmed or moved. I'm heavy with the thought of you. I'm as strong as a pile of stones, and I'm no wall and I'm no home, and I can't stand up on my own. No, I'm as strong as a pile of stones. I'm as out as I'm on a limb. I'm as you as she is him. 5 and 5 is 10. I'm gone as I was then. I'm as strong as a pile of stones, and I'm no wall and I'm no home, but I can't make it on my own. I'm as strong as a pile of stones. I'm strong as a pile of stones, and I'm no wall and I'm no home. No, I can't make it on my own, but I'm as strong as a pile of stones. Hey, if you're out there listening, drop a comment just to say hi. It always makes me play better. Or just feel free to hang out and listen. That's fine as well. No pressure. No, there's some people I really love, musicians I really love, but and I don't know how to say this. So they're people that I just get captivated by their music, but then I never actually went out and bought their music. I never really went out and learned their songs. I never learned how to sing any of their songs. But whenever I hear them, I never turn them off. I don't know if y'all are that way. Do you have people that you love them every time you hear them, but then there was never a time in your life where you really, what I call, studied their music, where you just bought it and always had it in your car? So Neil Young would be one. Man, I love Neil Young. I just think he's one of the greatest of the greatest, Neil Young. But I've never owned an album, and I can probably sing you part of one of his songs, but hey man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were, and that's about all. And but every time he's on anywhere, I just can't turn it off. So I guess another would be Pink Floyd, and there's a few more. So I guess it's kind of like Really, Really Beautiful Women. Like you go out and then you see, hey, there's a really beautiful woman at the mall. That's the top of the line right there. But you just go to the mall again another time and see her, but you don't take them home. And I think that's how I feel about certain artists. So that said, this is a song that I wrote a long time ago, and I was totally thinking of Neil Young. And then but then Neil Young isn't an influence of mine. He's just somebody I love. So I don't know if that all makes sense, but and the way this song was written was very unique. I never wrote another song the way I wrote this. I felt it starting to come out. I lived on Franklin Avenue, and I had a bunch of roommates in this big old house. I had 2 roommates to be accurate. Big old house. It looked like the Munsters house. And I felt it coming out at the kitchen table, and I was like, you know what? I know one of my roommates is going to come home. I'm moving into the next room down that nobody goes through to get to their bedroom. So I moved in a room that had a piano in it, and it was in the middle of the house. And then more of the song started to come out. And then I moved, and then I was like, somebody's going to come home. They're going to interrupt me. They're going to come into this piano room. So I went to one room over. But for some reason, I didn't turn on the lights. I don't know. I think I was thinking, well, if they come home, I don't want them to know I'm home. I want to work on this song, and I don't want anybody to talk to me. I want to work on this song. So most of this song got written in the dark, memorized, so like I'd sing some of the verse, probably with no guitar, I don't know. You just lost a pretty picture, chased it out like sunshine on the moon. You don't like my shade of understanding, so sorry, I thought that was you. So I was in the dark, and I came up with that, and when I had it memorized, I added more to the song. Memorized that, went back, tried to make sure I memorized the first song, until I had the whole entire song memorized. Now it's funny, all these years later, I got it on a paper in front of me. So influenced by a guy like Neil Young, even though he's not necessarily an influence of mine. You just lost a pretty picture, chased it out like sunshine on the moon. You don't like my shade of understanding, so sorry, I thought that was you. Well, they're right that love is endless, but so is hell, and I don't think that's fair. It's like chasing ends of rainbows, growing longer in the air. And who's gonna tell you when another pretty girl gives me a kiss? Who's gonna tell you when my ship comes in and it's bigger than the words you left me with? Bigger than the words. Who's gonna tell you that I can't forget like you? Who's gonna tell you, girl, I still tell you every single thing I do, everything I do. There's reason here for living up where I am. I wonder why. Why I still try to make you happy. You don't care, you're on the other side. Here I sit in my own pool, illusion, thinking maybe it's just hate. Put me here in love to be your hero engine, and to hurry up and wait. Who's gonna tell you when another pretty girl gives me a kiss? Who's gonna tell you when my ship comes in and it's bigger than the words you left me with? Bigger than the words. Who's gonna tell you that I can't forget like you? Yeah, who's gonna tell you, girl, I still tell you every every single thing I do, everything I do. I just wish you'd finally leave the other end of songs. You don't like them anyway, and here's where I belong. Who's gonna tell you I can't forget like you? Who's gonna tell you when my ship comes in and it's bigger than the words you left me with, bigger than the words? Who's gonna tell you that I can't forget like you? Who's gonna tell you? I still tell you every single thing I do, everything I do. All right, that's an oldie. Hey, thanks, y'all. Thank you, man. That's really nice, Leo. Hey, and there's not a song I wrote I don't enjoy, so then it's nice to meet people who enjoy the songs I enjoyed writing. I mean, it is work, but, and Dan, man, that's awesome, dude. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. If I can make it back down to the Mississippi Songwriter Festival, hopefully you're not working or something. Hopefully I can meet up with you. That will be, what'd that be, about 9 months from now? I guess 8 months from now. Here's my favorite song I ever wrote. It's called Worth a Shot. Ballrooms and back rooms and pool cues and stars. I've kissed every name in the alleys and cars. I've said goodnight and good morning, goodbye. There's cigarettes come back, empty pillows just like. There's more where you come from, more girls that ain't her. But time after time my feet fall from the floor. There's one more night of wasted on whiskey and allure. Well, you're worth a shot, but she's worth 5 more. Surf 9 or 10 through the bars of my jail, where her memory is my sentence and a drink is my bail. And it's a one more night wasted on whiskey and allure, where you're worth a shot, but she's worth 5 more. And then I go to the D chord for no reason, because I take it to a G just to sneakily get back to C. When the tide rolls away and the bar shifts its sand, same face, different name, spread out change, empty hands. I'm gonna wash out with whiskey, I will leave you to shore, where you're worth a shot, but she's worth 5 more. Served 9 or 10 through the bars of my jail, where her memory is my sentence and a drink is my bail. And it's a one more night of wasted all the whiskey and love, where you're worth a shot, but she's worth 5 more. Bet my own body I break whiskey and wine, but there's no second coming for a chance it has died. So throw half a smile to get a man in your door, well, you're worth a shot, but she's worth 5 more. You're worth a shot, but she's worth 5 more. She's worth 5 more. That's why I like people like you, Dan. I sat down, I come up with words that mean what I'm trying to say, that aren't cliche, but are, kind of me saying what I want to say. And I like when I meet people that resonates with. Hey, hello to Sienna. Sienna, it's nice to see your smiling name. I had another song that I was about to do, and I can't remember what it was, but... Oh, I know what I'll do in a little bit, but not yet. Let's see what I got that's a little bit upbeat, more upbeat. Well, I enjoy talking about this song right here. It's called Breaking a Chain. And the very last time that I went down to the Mississippi Songwriter Festival, and I met Abe Partridge, and then I heard, and there's some guy, man, I feel like his name's Bo or something, I can't remember, but he has this style. I don't know who he is. I just know every time I used to go there, I'd see him. He was an older gentleman, probably in his 50s or something, and then there was a younger guy that go around and play with him, and I also saw him at Frank Brown. Man, he writes some great songs. So I didn't really meet him, but his style influenced this song. So anyway, I come back to Ohio and I write this song, and to me, it sounds like Mississippi, but I guarantee you in Mississippi, it probably sounds like Ohio. But in Ohio, it sounds like Mississippi. And this is it. It's called Breaking a Chain. I know things that I don't know, it's things that I've heard said. So and so up the family tree, you know it's better off leaving it dead. But I thank God, as hard as it's been for me, myself to be, that what tore my mama down, you know it never did make it to me. 'Cause she was breaking the chain, breaking the chain. Turn it loose and cut it down, never let her see the light of day, no. Breaking a chain, oh, do-do-dee-doo. Oh, do-do-doo. Stolen wings and siphoned dreams and lives that could have soared. Evil kings and Satan's beings, they're just waiting outside for more. I thank God, as hard as it's been for me, myself to be, that what beat my daddy down, you know it never did make it to me. 'Cause he was breaking a chain, breaking a chain. Turn it loose and cut it down and never let it see the light of day. Breaking a chain. Oh, do 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 do. If you ever go digging round the family tree and find something they could almost hide, a little something slipped down through an aunt or a cousin or a brother on your sister's side. Was it left upstream of the river of blood that's a-running through your veins? Is it alive trying to rob you blind, but you're hanging on fighting for change? It means you're breaking a chain, breaking a chain. Turn it loose and cut it down, never let it see the light of day. Breaking a chain. Down, do do do. Hey, I was born into a Great Depression. I barely made it out alive. There's marks on my folks' souls that somehow made it to mine. They gave me the love they could, and it's better than they were raised, yes. But now I'm raising up my own, and I'm trying to raise a bar again. You say I'm breaking a chain, breaking a chain. Turn it loose and cut it down and never let it see the light of day. Breaking a chain. You got it, Leo. By the way, this little thing right here, that little thing was invented by a 19-year-old kid that played in Lost State of Franklin. If you got the Lost State of Franklin Quarter to the Lonely album, he's right on the cover. I believe he's on the right. His name was Rob Music. And he played with Lost State of Franklin for 3 years. He was 19 years old, and he plays with us for 3 years. And then he moved to Nashville. And he has now made his living. I believe he's been down there for 12 years in Nashville, making his living as a musician. He played with an up-and-coming guy named Matt Stillwell for a while, and now he's got a group called Whiskey, Cash, and Roses. So if you ever see a group traveling around, they go all over America, called Whiskey, Cash, and Roses. Or a lot of times Rob Music is right down on the strip of Broadway just playing down there. He is the original guitar player for Lost State of Franklin. He made up this thing right here. Watch this. 2 notes, and then he founded a whole career off of that. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, and he's the last one left. He's the last one standing. He likes everyone to the same degree. Hates them all equally. Fist travel, bullets flying. Some girl's still trying to catch his eye. Well, now it's 1 against 30, dirty hair, rawhide. Joe Kittle takes swig from the corner of his eye. 1-1, fires gun, leave the girl behind. He's got the horse outside. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, and he's the last one left. He's the last one standing. Down the trail, westerns aren't quite as cool as they were in the 60s, but tough as someone hanging on with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby. And you can see the transformation into the machine of Arnold till any jock who wants contract waters down the horse of American people say, Clint Eastwood, who's that? Yeah, but some of us still remember when Dirty Harry couldn't feel, with a hand on the trigger and a fist on the wheel. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, and he's the last one left. He's the last one standing. You know, there's something left this country with the 70s. I gotta say real quick, by the way, I wrote this song in my car on a manila envelope, and I just wrote the chorus. And then a couple of months later, I watched 10 hours of Clint Eastwood movies on one of those like Clint Eastwood days on whatever cable TV. And then the rest of this got written. And I want to thank my dad for giving me a love of Clint Eastwood. Something left this country with the 70s. When Clean was in the future and McQueen was in a Chevy. And Redford and Newman, they rode the plains with a hand on the trigger and a fist on the mane, and cars were bigger and people hitchhiked and rode trains. But all those gods of men grew old in Rhode Island and Maine, and no one wants grit. When the 80s came and Kurt Cobain tried to bring it back again. And where's those guys when we need real men? Yeah, 'cause now they all like prissy guys with turtlenecks and button flies, PhDs and refined speech and Mercedes and perfect teeth. And now they all like prissy guys with turtlenecks and button flies, PhDs and refined speech and Mercedes and perfect teeth. And glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, he's the last one left. He's the last one standing. Hey, I want to see if I can hear you all. Because this is the part whenever we play this song live. We always have the audience sing it, right? So let's see what happens if I say 1, 2, ready, go, and I just want to hear you sing the chorus. I'm going to listen, see if someone's coming over the snow. Their voice, I mean. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me hear it go. Man, I think I heard Dan. Leo, did I hear you, or was that Sienna? Was it just you? Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies. Glass flies and bullets fly. Clint Eastwood never dies, and he's the last one left. He's the last one standing. He's the last one left. He's the last one standing. He's the last one left. He's the last one standing. Whoops. That was me. He said that was me. Oh, man. Oh, thank you, Sienna. I went to Detroit a long time ago. You should see all this stuff I bought. I spent a whole paycheck at this place that was hidden. It looked like a. You ever see a grocery store in the middle of the city that has no windows? It's just got a door going in, and it was like that. Except you go in, and it was called Showtime, and it was a place apparently that people like Jack White or Mick Jagger or anybody that wears fancy things on stage would go in there when they were in Detroit. And it would only be open at weird times, like the hours before rock and roll shows, Saturday afternoons or Friday afternoons. And I went and I spent an entire paycheck on all this. So I bought this. I bought a red one like it. I bought a silver one like it. And I bought a hat like Slash's, but I never wear it. And anyway, I bought these awesome shoes that are... They got these chrome at the end or something. They're great. All right, let's see what's next. I love it. There's some new comments down there. Let's see. Oh, man, thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. I like the love coming all the way from the Gulf Coast. Speaking of Gulf Coast, why don't I do a song about, Dan, I think you know this one, I don't know, but my wife's uncle grew up in Foley, Alabama, which is apparently way different now than it used to be. And all it was, it was a little downtown. I'm going to be honest, I've never been to the downtown, Dan. I've only been to the modern stuff. I wouldn't even know where the old downtown of Foley is. I assume it's still there somewhere. But anyway, I think all they had was like the main intersection, that little X at the main intersection. So like, the equivalent of, a block long. That's all that was paved. Everything else of the whole town was always either dust or mud. So, and then while his friends went off playing all the time, the first chance he had to learn how to make a little bit of money doing anything, he did. And so, and that's a skill he's used to his whole life. So, real hardworking guy. And, always drove cars that were, like awful. And then he gets to be 18, 19 years old, and he has saved enough money through working to buy 66 Ford Fairlane Cherry Candy Apple Red. All right? And he said that's what he wants me to call the song, Candy Apple Red. Well, he has it about a month. He gets drafted to Vietnam. He can't make payments on a car while you're over in Vietnam. And so he has to sell it. And really sad, Then he comes back from the war later. And 30 years go by, and he gets it. Somehow he finds the car. Actually, at that point, it ended up belonging to a sister of his. A sister of his. And he drives like way up by Auburn or something and gets it. And so 30 years go by. It had had a tree fall on it in a hurricane through those 30 years. It had got put into a prison to be painted by inmates in some kind of a learning to paint program where they did all this awful stuff, I guess, like paint the wrong color orange inside the door where it was supposed to be chrome, and they just did all. So anyway, he gets it, and then he spends a bunch of time and money and fixes it up. 30 years later, he gets his car back. So this is called Candy Apple Red. It's a true story. I broke a nail today, otherwise it's easier to go. I have a feeling I'm going to be missing a string on that part. I grew up where roads of dust and mud were just as much a part of life as fun. Sun, trees were green and skies were ocean blue. Memories of those days still cut right through. Was just a kid in Foley, Alabama. No clue I was bound for Vietnam. I owned everything I ever learned. Paid for every dollar that I earned. One day I woke up on the top of the world, and that world was candy apple red. I'd never been so far as in that 66 Ford, with the world in the palms of my hands. Some girl in the Gulf of Mexico, and to tell the truth I can't recall her name, but I never will forget the way a sunset turned to moonlight in that 66 Ford Fairlane. It was just about brand new the day I picked it up. First thing I drove that wasn't junk. Like a pauper to a king with that 4 on the floor. From the chrome to the mirrors to the dashboard to the shore. My whole life lay ahead like a road with no stoplight. I was working every day just to see the stars at night. Then my card was drawn and I was off to Vietnam. Had to sell away my treasure and move on. One day I woke up on the back of the world, and that world was a yellow, green, and red. I sold away my Ford, 66 Ford, when I was sent to a war that wouldn't end. Some girl in the Gulf of Mexico, And to tell the truth, I can't recall her name. But I never will forget the way sunset turned to moonlight in that 66 Ford Fairlane. I come home from Vietnam, and the last thing on my mind was to find a car that had tore my heart to leave. So I worked my way through 30 years of endless days and weeks, till the car was just a distant love, it was a hazy memory. I climbed back to life, but my car was slowly dying away. It was painted in a prison, it caught a tree in a hurricane. I went through the gears of life, and on the other side I met a woman worthy of my days and nights. One day I woke up on the top of the world. I got a call about my candy apple red. Well, I put it on a trailer, that 66 Ford. I brought it home to give it life again. Work by the light of moon, whatever light I found in the hours that the world had left behind. From the chrome to the mirrors, to the dashboard, to the shore. Well, I drive most any road that I can find. My girl and the Gulf of Mexico, she's not just any girl, she's the one that took my name. Yeah, I never will forget the way a sunset turned to moonlight in that 66 Ford Fairlane. My girl in the Gulf of Mexico, and not just any girl, but the one that took my name. Yeah, I never will forget the way a sunset turned to moonlight in that 66 Ford Fairlane. No, we never will forget the way a sunset turns to moonlight in that 66 Ford Fairlane. A little true story there. Candy apple red. All right. So, I'm not supposed to talk about what happens at the end of February, but I'm looking forward to that too, Leo. One of my favorite nights of my life All right, Dan, I'm just going to say about 2 comments back, I had to think about what the context of what that comment was. I'm like, what? We don't need to know all that. And then I was like, oh, you're talking about downtown Foley. All right. So, yeah, a couple weeks ago, one of the highlights of my life, and I mean this, Leo, is going out and getting to play at Sienna's Lounge. It was just an amazing, one-of-a-kind thing. I think maybe something else that's really cool about that is that I know y'all are going to be having music, but you haven't had music for a while out there at Sienna's Lounge. And so it was just, I wasn't going into something, I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about that part. I just want to say it was amazing. I loved the local people there. I loved that all I did was, I was like 50 minutes. It's not even an hour from my house, I don't think. I think it was like 50 minutes away. And it's like you're in these rolling hills, the beginning of, would it be the Appalachians? Because you're probably sort of at the tip of West Virginia, except you're in Ohio. And then the whole story about Sienna's mom coming over from Germany, her dad being a master butcher, but also about coming over from Germany, not being able to get in. So it was during World War II. The owner of Sienna's Lounge now was a girl, and her family came over, couldn't get into America, but they wanted to escape World War II, obviously, in Germany. And they go to Canada, and they're just kind of treated awfully because of they're coming from Germany, you know? So this is a time when nobody likes Germany at this time, obviously, for many obvious reasons at that point in time. And it was just, it's an eye-opening, like there's just a lot of people in the world, all over the world, draw certain lines and make judgments, and which, you know, are oftentimes not true. But it was kind of sad to hear that part of the story about how it went in Canada. And then eventually they went back home to Germany, but then they didn't stay there. They came to America and opened a series of taverns around the Ohio area, I believe, at that point. And then eventually Leo and Sienna are babies, but Sienna is a daughter of the woman that came from Germany. And then they have, you know, her and her husband have friends, and those friends have a son named Leo, and Leo and Sienna play in the corner in a playpen while the parents work on this bar that had burned down, and they're fixing it up and everything. It's a really amazing story. Then Leo and Sienna, the two babies, they grow up, they go and they do their own thing, and then, you know, decades later, they're back together. Last year, in fact, they get back together. Now they're going to get married, and now they run Sienna's Lounge. But just to hear like how that all came from way over in Germany, and then to meet all the local people. So I'm gonna have to write it out sometime because there's just a lot to it, and I can't really seem to think of the details that I'd really love to give to people. Oh yeah, Leo, not when it's made from gasoline. Not when it's made from gasoline. Not when it's made from water off of a rusty roof. All right. What we got now? I want to do a song that I never do, and I've been trying lately. And I got one video up on YouTube. I was like, I'm going to take all my obscure songs and I'm going to try to get one at a time up on YouTube. And last night I spent an hour and a half trying to do this song right here to get on YouTube, and every time I messed it up. So the good thing about live is I might mess something up or whatever, but it's not going to be set in stone forever. So this is called, this is kind of a true story, and much of it is a true story. I'm just going to play it. Just these cigarettes to pass the time I'm burning. I smoke down a line of days just trying not to drink. It's a long way up to the world outside my window. It's a world that hasn't turned its back, but it's leaving on the breeze. Traded all my habits for some new ones, to the only friends worth keeping turned away. And some mornings when the light is shining just right, I'm a flicker of a man past the point of shame. This ain't rock bottom, but it's the bottom of a stone. When it rolls away, you know I will never feel alone, 'cause I've got one hand on the Bible, one foot in the grave, forehead to the bottle like there's something here to save. And I'm betting everything I know that I've got something left to learn. A ray of hope and one more page to turn. A ray of hope and one more page to turn. In a vase that's almost empty are the flowers you gave back, cut off from everything they've ever known or loved. Picture still cries, and I can tell by the eyes he still thinks I'll never be a man worth much. Yeah, I know there's not a chance for us. But I'm holding to a chance for me. I've got one hand on the Bible, one foot in the grave, forehead to the bottle like there's something here to save. I'm betting everything I know that I've got everything to learn, a ray of hope and one more page to turn. I could pick the phone and call you back to me. Oh, but being changed and changing ain't the same. This is what I've gotta do on my own, because the only friend that won't be let down is a friend that hears me praying. With one foot, one hand on the Bible, one foot in the grave, forehead to the bottle like there's something here to see. Yeah, I'm betting everything I know that I've got everything to learn, a ray of hope and one more page to turn. A ray of hope and one more page to turn. All right. So, let's see what we got. I'm going to do a couple more here, mostly because if I do them over there, you won't hear them. You'll see them. You'll hear them, but you won't see them. All right. I'm not sure what that means. Is that one of those weird YouTube comments? Is that an actual person? If it's a real person, then that's awesome. I'm trying to understand what that means, unless it's just showing me part of the comment. Well, here's a song basically nobody knows, including me. But I wrote it. And, I need a band for this one. If the sun leaves the sky and the moon wonders why, I will be with you. Always by your side. If you wake and feel alone, look for me. You gotta know that I will be with you. Always by your side. Let your heart, let it rise. Put your hand mine. And I promise, did you hear? Through the longest days of the longest years, if your smile leaves for days, when all you love slips away, I will be with you, always by your side. Let your heart, let it rise. Put your hand deep into mine. It's a promise. Did you hear? This is through the longest days of the longest years. If the land falls to the sea, I'm listening, call for me, 'cause I'll be with you, always by your side. Leo, the Inferno Lanes. It's called Yorktown Lanes, and then they have something inside called the Inferno Lounge. How about that? I played Sienna's Lounge and now the Inferno Lounge. How about that? And it's in Parma Heights, Ohio. It's right on Pearl Road. And right on Pearl Road, and it's a beautiful place, and it's owned by the family of our bassist, who you will meet at when we come out for that thing we're not supposed to talk about. Yeah, it's in Parma Heights, and it's a really great place, a real comfortable place to listen to music. You know, they got the nice bar you can sit at, but then they also have a bunch of tables. You can sit close by the speakers. You could sit farther back, a little bit away from the speakers. It's a really great place. And, yeah. All right, let's see. I'm going to do a couple more real quick. Or I might do a couple more real slow. So I'm really glad. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out this evening. Let's do two more. That'd be amazing. The sun comes up on Cleveland. George Jones is dead. I'm alive in the trash of a city that's coming back again. On down to Sally. Or pass the bottles and the grunge. You never hear Hank Williams, Lord, and you sure won't see the sun. I've lost my train. I've lost my time. Miss the folks that'll shake your hand and look you in the eye. Hey, that's English on the radio, but it don't speak to me. Neither do the folks most places I go. They're just cold, hard-wired machines. Is it where I am or just the time? I look around, can't find one thing that's mine. But then I hear a country song and it all makes sense, and I could feel my place in the world again. I'm a forgot soul, but I don't feel the need. Well, hey, is what I love just out of style? Or is it gone forever in a Nashville smile? Won't somebody feel what's buried deep in me? I hear a country song and it all makes sense to me. Square hole in a round peg, yeah, that's me. An apple off the cart. The whole world is made of wire and brain, oh, but I'm just made of heart. I was born for dirt roads and always moving slow, always leaving long, Lord, and always coming home. Is it where I am or just the time? I look around, can't find one thing that's mine. Oh. Yeah, but then I hear a country song and it all makes sense, and I can feel my place in the world again. I'm a forgot soul, but I don't feel the need. Hey, is what I love just out of style? Or is it gone forever in a Nashville smile? Won't somebody feel what's buried deep in me? I hear a country song and it all makes sense to me. No matter how you spin it, this world won't turn back around. You're on a ride until you fall off, and don't you hope that you make a sound? Hey, is what I love just out of style? Or is it gone forever in a Nashville smile? Won't somebody feel what's buried deep in me? I hear a country song and it all makes sense to me. I hear a country song and it all makes sense to me. I hear a country song and it all makes sense to me. I don't know where the people say I'm not there, I'm in my own way. I don't know where the shadows lay. I'm not there, I'm in my own brain. Hey, Leo, thank you, man. I'm glad you love that song. I'm glad you love that. Hey, by the way, I'm trying to think of what song to finish with. I don't know if I'm going to do the Bird song, but Leo, if you see right there, that's Bird that I wrote my song Bird about. He was a friend of my dad's, and again, my dad was a preacher. And then he has this friend named Bird who rode with the most well-known motorcycle club of all time. But he wouldn't join because they had too many rules. And so I always like to say that because my dad used to always say that to me. Like he said, "Do you understand what that means?" He said, "It means they don't let just anybody ride with them. They let him ride with them." But then does that also tell you about him if he said that they had too many rules But anyway, in that picture right there, he's standing next to David Allan Coe. Well, I tell you what, Leo, if y'all make it Saturday, I can't tell you how amazing that would be, and I really think you're going to like it, because there is, I love writing songs. I love playing songs. I love playing my own songs. I love playing other people's songs. And when I'm with Lost State of Franklin, and I'm with that band, there aren't too many places I am in life where I feel more proud of the people around me. In fact, I don't know if there's anywhere besides maybe my family where I'm more proud of the people around me, and proud in a sense, not like they need my approval, but I'm so excited to be there, and I'm just always like, man, this is, every time I play with Lost State of Franklin, I always feel like this is the greatest night I've ever had playing in any band at any time, and then I'll play again with them. And I'll say the same thing. And I know Saturday's going to be that way. So if you can be there, if there was any way that I'm not a salesman, but if there's any way that I could sell Lost State of Franklin, as in like, that is like one of the greatest things I've ever seen in the world, and I'm lucky to be a part of it, then I would say that. So if you all can be there, please do be there. You will love it. I guarantee it, or I'll give you your money back. Here's a song that Lost State of Franklin always ends with this song, but we're going to start with it on Saturday. In the old days, when I very first wrote it, I wrote it like this, because I really loved Alice in Chains, but I wrote this like this. So it doesn't go like this now, but it was like... It was like... We've been stranded here for a million years. Then it went to this part. Thanks for coming down. Yeah, I'm gonna see you when I get around. But then I started Lost State of Franklin, and I had all these old slow songs, and then I was like, what kind of songs can I take that maybe aren't Lost State of Franklin style and put them in that? And I was thinking of this song, and I was thinking of bluegrass, and I put them together, and I came up with this. And it's on our second album, which is called Windshield Sky, which is kind of out of print. Not too many people have it, but Thanks goes like this. There it goes. We've been stranded here for 10,000 years. You're solo in there. And then we come back around. And we say, thanks, we've been stranded here for a million years. You're a place to lay. Watch me walk away. Thanks for coming down. I'm gonna see you. I'll see you when I get around. Thanks for coming down. Hey, I'm gonna see you when I get around. Yeah, when I get around. I'm always realizing stuff. I've been loving playing with this pick on my thumb, but I can't really play that song that way. So I'm glad I made it through. So I'm glad you still liked it, Leo, because it was I got to play it with a different pick next time. All right. Unless there's one more request, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm sure we all have work tomorrow. I got work tonight, and I got work in the morning, and then I got to go to work just to be ready for work tomorrow. But I'll give it about 10 seconds. If there's one more request, I'll go ahead and play that if I know it. Otherwise, hope everybody has a great night, great weekend. And try to remember, I'll be doing this every Wednesday night, if I can, throughout February. I'm bad at advertising, but I should. Okay, Ugly Girlfriend. It's gonna be the last one. I need an ugly girlfriend. I just want to take you out on the town. I need an ugly girlfriend. Just want to take you out on the town. Cause every time we go out, baby, everybody's looking you up and down. I need an ugly girlfriend, and it's one that don't use Maybelline. I need an ugly girlfriend, and it's one that don't use Maybelline. I need a girl to amaze her when she says, I will be ready in 15. I need an ugly girlfriend. So ugly I wouldn't even want to see her in a Speedo. I need an ugly girlfriend, so ugly I would not even want to see her in a Speedo yet. I need a girl about 6'4" with a mustache and shaved head, kinda looks like Leo, yes. I need a ugly girlfriend. Leo, I hope this is okay. Putting your name in the song. I need an ugly girlfriend. One that makes me want to drink several brewskis. I need an ugly girlfriend. One that makes me want to drink several brewskis. But it doesn't work, 'cause she looks just like Mr. Panuski. I need an ugly girlfriend. Wanna take out on the town. I need an ugly girlfriend. Wanna take out on the town. Everybody, every time we go out, baby, everybody's looking you up and down. All right, it's been real fun hanging out this evening. It's been real fun hanging out this evening, and I hope that, or if you're listening on Thursday or Friday or whenever, but I hope that y'all have a good rest of the week. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the comments. The comments make me play better, and they help me know there's people out there. And all right, stay safe.